We are living in unprecedented times. No matter what industry you come from, we must all review, rethink, and reinvent ourselves. Are you an entrepreneur that is trying to adapt your business to the new norm? Well, you are listening to the 2020 Entrepreneur, a podcast that will motivate you and have you think outside of the box. My name is Hugo Almeida, and with over 30 years of being an entrepreneur, I am here to share and inspire you with my experiences and help invent a new you. Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to T20E World. Hugo here, and today we're talking all about being resilient. So if there's one thing that I could say across the world with confidence, is that we have learned how resilient we all can be. I mean, this freaking year, as we close out 2020 and enter 2021, man, we have dealt with the craziest time ever. I mean, we've had to accept change. So for those that have a tough time accepting change, this year we had no choice, right? We had to learn to accept. Man, we had to learn how to adapt. For everyone at every age level, we are truly resilient. We had to live with stresses and figure out how do we bounce back, whether it was business or personal. It's been just one of those years where we have really been tested, dealt with sorrow, deaths, illness, constant health situations, whether it was in your family, yourself, friends, or someone you knew. We have lost so many loved ones out there, God bless them, man, and may they rest in peace now, because in 2020, it's just been one of those years where, man, it just felt at times that there was just the floodgates opened up and it was just coming down, man. So we had to learn to deal with the stresses and be able to kind of bounce back, right? What about working from home? Everything went virtual. I mean, not only work, but schools. So for all your mom and dads out there in 2020, a shout out to you, really, because I know that you're dealing with a full-time job, dealing with the children, and now you've got schooling at the same time. So you're learning to juggle. I mean, you're mastering the art of multitasking. So a shout out to all of the moms and the dads at home that have been working virtually, educating and assisting their children while they're doing virtualization from school. And you're still doing the grind each and every single day. So, listen, a shout out to you. God bless you all. Even for ourselves here at the studio and in the office, it's been chaos. I mean, we've had to adapt as well. Just like everyone else, we've had to deal with all the situations around us on a global basis, right? And I got news for everybody that's listening to this podcast. It's happened in every country that we do business with, and that's a lot. Not only Latin America and Europe and Asia. It's the same situation. So I know we get frustrated, and we have in 2020, but overlook this because I got to tell you, you're not alone. This has been happening in every freaking country. It's crazy. But let's talk about what we have learned about ourselves, man. Being resilient. I personally can say I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned a lot about people, and I've learned the things I can improve upon, the things I like in individuals, and the things I really have learned not to like about humans sometimes, selfishness. I think overall, everyone has been dealing with different stress levels, and people deal with things much different way. So I like to be optimistic, and I like to be positive. So one thing that I can obviously say about what I have learned about myself is that, change is something I've always learned to embrace early on. I've talked about it in other episodes, and it's one thing that I was ready for every curveball throughout this year. And that I could say I try to adapt as quick as I can. I try to be as flexible. I try to pivot. So that allowed me to just embrace change a lot easier. So that was really cool. I'm proud of myself for that. And I hope, everyone that you may know also has been able to embrace that change. Also learning to become much more optimistic. I mean, this is one thing that was so important just for your mental health, is just to kind of start thinking, well, is there anything positive out of today? You have to think that way, because if you put on the news or you're just constantly thinking about all the negative stuff, man, that shit eats you alive. That's one thing I've learned, man, is just to kind of separate it all out. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I feel for everything that's going on. I mean, we're living it, right? We're living it. There's people have lost family members, man. I'm blessed I haven't, although many close friends and their families. You know, we have lost people that we know, and it's freaking awful and sad. I'm blessed it hasn't happened in my immediate family, thank goodness, but I've tried to stay as positive and separate all the sadness and the issues going on throughout the world. I just try to not allow that to eat my brain. Listen, at the end of the day, we're still in the hustle. We're still trying to make things happen. So it's hard if you continue to flood your brain with all the negative stuff going on. Another thing I think we've all learned about ourselves and being resilient out there throughout the year, it's, you know what, we've become much better at problem solving. And we've learned, you know, that we have a skill set maybe we didn't even know about. And we've gotten to be a little better at multitasking. I know I have. Listen, there's always room for improvement, right? I talk about in other episodes about, you know, dealing with the balance of life and all of the changes and even multitasking and prioritization. But man, we sharpened at every skill set this year in 2020. And I've become a little bit more goal-oriented. Now, I'm sharing these things about myself because I think we all share in many of these bullets that I'm going over. You know, if there's one thing about being resilient, learn about yourself, you have a sense of purpose, you know what? You believe in what you're capable of doing. You know, you find that you really are amazing. You know, we become better at embracing change. Learning about becoming more optimistic. We're problem solvers. We have more goals. We take more action. You know, we improve our working and improving skills constantly. We become more goal-oriented. So I just wanted to briefly go over and take these bullets, share them with everybody about how resilient we truly are and how resilient we learned that we all are, especially throughout 2020. So as we check out of 2020 and checking into 2021, let's see what we could do to make it better in 2021. With that, my friends, I am going to leave you with all of the advice some of our special guests have given us throughout the year. So I'm going to roll some of the advices our friends have given us. Take a listen. Happy New Year. Continue every morning to rise and shine, hustle and grind each and every day. Let's make it happen.
I'll tell you my piece of advice right now. Right now, there are opportunities. Do not let the headlines prevent you from moving forward. I know there's a lot of noise and a lot of distraction to be like, oh, why bother applying, or I'll never get it. Do not listen to that. There are opportunities. You have talents, you have skills, and companies need those talents and skills. And you just have to go out there and do it.
You just have to be open to possibilities of doing something else.
Yes.
And you never know where it's going to bring you.
That's
and as
awesome.
long as you're trying, you're not going to fail, because there's no such thing as failures. They're just lessons. They're teaching you things because they're preparing you for something better later on.
You will go further in life by getting on base, by thinking you can swing home runs all day long. Don't grand vision plan things that are unachievable from day one, or you will set yourself up for failure. Try to get on base. I always say, hey, it's like scoring in baseball. You know, if you're stealing bases, it's all good. If you punt to get to first base, it's all good. Then you got second base, third base, and you got home base. Everything isn't a home run. Life isn't a home run.
That's right.
All right, so get on base.
Yeah, man. Love what you do and do what you love.
Oh, wow, man. Some great advice here from some of our special guests throughout 2020. Hope you've gotten some great information out of this short episode today about being resilient, and also some great advice our guests have shared with us. So for everybody listening to T20E World and this episode, this is Hugo checking out and wishing you all a kick-ass 2021.